In this demo, we are going to demonstrate the use of volumes which we have discussed in the theory. Let's start with creating the volume which we had deleted in the last demo, which is vol ubuntu. We will do it by running a container from Ubuntu image called cont-ubuntu. Let's see if both the volume and the container are available. Again, to remind you, we can always check the container using docker container inspect command and find the information about volume by formatting its output. As you can see, the container called cont-ubuntu has the volume vol ubuntu attached to it. Now, let's execute our container and run bash command on it. You can notice that we are not executing it as a daemon container, which means that once this command succeeds, we will jump right into the terminal of our container. Right now, this container is in its default state, which means that even if we delete it and spin it up again, nothing will change. So let's make a few changes to it, which will be reflected in its read-write topmost layer. And if we delete the container, then the changes we have made now would be lost. The action can be pretty simple here. We don't need to do something so heavy. Even a simple act of just updating the OS can create enough changes to be recognized. So let's update this Ubuntu by typing apt-get update command. Once it is updated, let's change our working directory to var-log. As you may have guessed, this is the directory where Ubuntu is keeping its logs. Let's list out the available files, and we have a lot of log files here. The purpose of doing so is to make sure that once we stop the container, we should be able to see the same files as backup on our host machine. And the reason for that is when we created this container, we had mounted this directory to our host using the volume vol-ubuntu. Let's exit the process and stop the container. Now, let's have the root privileges on our host machine. And as you can see, we are on the same working directory, just with root privileges. Now, as we have seen in the theory section of volumes, Docker stores the backup of volume data under var-lib-docker-volumes directory. So let's navigate to it and let's list out the content in this directory. As you can see, we have directories of all of the volumes created by local volume driver. Now let's navigate to vol-ubuntu to see if the changes in the log file are reflected. Once we are in vol-ubuntu directory, let's see its contents. And what we have is a data directory. Once we navigate to that and list its contents, what we see is a long list of log files, which means that the mounting of volume with the container was successful. So this is how we mount a volume to a container and create a backup of its data to host using local volume driver.